Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully, you guys have had a good couple days without me. I've been getting really bad headaches every single night. I don't know what's really going on, but yeah, it's been pretty bad, and I haven't been able to record videos for like the past couple days. So hopefully they'll get better. Getting the video done now, just in case they do come up. But if you guys don't know who I am, my name is Shook. I make these videos. They get posted to this Reddit. I make updates with all the news that comes out throughout the day. You can ask me questions leading up to lock about the slate, so that'll be linked down below. And then if you ever need to get a hold of me privately, you can get a hold of me on Twitter right here. I will have that link down below as well. And then if you're looking for more in-depth content, um, I will have my Discord link down below where I give you guys player pools, cores, sportsbook plays, all that good stuff. So that'll be linked down below as well. All right, let's go over my lineups from the past couple days. It's been really, really good. Been doing really well. That was COD, Cash. You guys can just see. But yeah, this past couple days, uh, nice day here. I was up to like top two in this. Good day there. Good day there. Good day there. Cashed here. So it's been really, really solid. So hopefully you guys have had a great day. And let's just get into this slate. All right, that's the last question I'm gonna answer. Sorry guys, we got to lock in 8 minutes. So if I open Discord and answer a question, you guys know I'm not too professional because I don't care about people joining my Discord and stuff like that. I just don't care. But let's get into the video. All right, Brooklyn at Detroit. Really bad matchup here for Brooklyn. Brooklyn also, we could see Cam Thomas sit tomorrow. They're on a back-to-back. We could see Claxton sit tomorrow. So we're just going to have to wait and see. I will say if we get like Clax out, Cam Thomas out, then then we're going to be going like right back to Dayron Sharp. It's even at $6,000. Played 31 minutes. Elite producer. He would look fantastic if for some reason both those guys sit. Watford would be playable. Killian Hayes would be a solid value at 4-3. Tyrese Martin would be playable. Tosan, if you think like the game blows out, he could be a little bit intriguing, I suppose. And yeah, would really like Cam Johnson. Um, Keon Zaire. I don't know if I want to just like load up on Brooklyn going up against Detroit. They've been really, really good defensively. But like yeah, just giving you guys these scenarios. If for some reason like a Clack sits or a Thomas sits, main standouts would be Cam Johnson, Dayron Sharp, of course, and Killian Hayes. Now, if we get everyone in again, which I don't think so, I think Cam Thomas is just gonna sit. It's a back-to-back. But if we get everyone in, then I'm not excited about really anything here. You could see how many minutes Killian Hayes ends the game with tonight. I suppose he started. Claxton, I hate the matchup for. So, yeah, I'm probably gonna pass on Brooklyn here if everyone's in. Let's move on to Detroit. Really bad spot here for Cade Cunningham. Brooklyn been really, really tough against lead guards. But it's Cade Cunningham, right? Also on a back-to-back, we could see if anyone sits here. We're starting to get to the point of the season where like some guys are going to start to rest, um, like load management for the playoffs and stuff like that. But Detroit kind of needs to win games. But I will say, yeah, we don't have a ton of spin ups on the slate today. You have Giannis and Cade, and that's it. I think I easily just prefer Giannis, but of course, Cade's in play. But I will say, like I said, Brooklyn, they've been really good defensively up against league guards. So just have that in your back pocket. If he's like chalky tomorrow, you could make the argument to fade. Jalen Duren, I really like. Really good match for him at 6'4". As long as he stays out of foul trouble, she'll play close to 30 minutes. I like him quite a bit. Tobias Harris is playable just solely because of the minutes. And if no value opens up, I do like me some Ozzer Thompson. Minutes have been slowly ticking up of late. She'll play around 30 minutes. Good rebounder, can do a bit of everything. So, yeah, I do like some Ozzer for value. Beasley having a massive game tonight. I'm not going to chase that. I think that's it. I think the standouts here are definitely just Duran and Ozzer, and then some interesting Cade, depending on what his ownership is going to be. Spurs at Memphis. So the way to attack Memphis is 3-point shooting. So like who is that? That's like Devin Vassell, Chris Paul, I guess a little bit. I don't know why Castle's still this price point. Don't look at last game too. The whole Spurs lineup got benched because they were down by like 50 at one point. So don't look at that game. But they're just running such a gross rotation. I like Vassell just because it's a really solid matchup and no one's going to play him, and the range of outcomes are so up and down with him, and he has a massive ceiling. So, like, I do like Vassell. He's probably my favorite play outside of De'Aaron Fox. Fox is a really good spend up, of course, at 8-7 as long as they don't get blown out. And yeah, I really like Vassell in GPPs. I still think Castle's too pricey. I think Jeremy Sochan's just way overpriced. I don't know what we're doing there. Chris Paul is passable at 5.7K. Don't mind that. Should play around 30 minutes. Stat sheet stuffer. I think it's decent. Definitely could do worse. Biyombo is too pricey for my liking. Harrison Barnes is playable. Keldon Johnson continues to have really good games. I don't know. Kind of feels like Chaser, but he's at least priced down. I don't mind that for value. He's probably my favorite value of the Spurs, and that's mainly it. I don't know if I want to run to roster a ton of Spurs tomorrow. But on the Memphis side, this is just a great matchup. I like a lot here from Memphis, and it's a back-to-back. So, like, Ja potentially sitting tomorrow. Bane was questionable tonight. He could probably sit tomorrow. So just keep an eye on it. We only have one game locking early, so that's pretty good. But yeah, if we get, like, everyone in here in a great matchup, Spurs are really bad defensively right now. I love John Morant. I think Jaren Jackson Jr. is really strong. I think Bane's really solid. Santi Aldama's playable. Edie at 4-4, good point per minute. If you get the game where he does play a ton of minutes, he could nuke at that price point. I don't mind that. Vince priced up. I'm not going to go there at that price point. If you think they go to more like small ball and play like Brandon Clark, he's fine. Should play teens minutes regardless. So I kind of like a lot here on Memphis tomorrow. And if we get like John Morant and like Bane out tomorrow, I feel like one of these guys will probably sit. Then you know what we're doing. Then, you know, we're loading up on like Jaren Jackson Jr. Then Santi Aldama is really good. Then Jalen Walls could potentially be a really solid value. Then like a Luke Kennard, right? So luckily, one game locks early. I'll make updates on Reddit, but I have a good feeling. Ja hasn't been playing back-to-backs, has he? He has, but we'll see if anyone sits. But I like Memphis a lot, regardless if anyone sits or not. Sacramento, really bad matchup here going up against Houston, but the good thing with Sacramento is they're going to run a really tight rotation. They're going to play their guys, and then Keon Ellis and Jonas basically off the bench. That's mainly it. Some Trey Lyles and some Laravia. Really bad matchup for Sabonis. I think at that price point, he's in play for me. I don't think I'm going to go out of my way to play him. Houston, they're really tough in the paint, but I think he's, of course, good. Levine, Monk, DeMar always just look similar to me. I think I prefer the guy that's cheapest. I think Monk's probably in the best matchup, but he's this close in price point to Levine. Levine's a better point per minute guy. I think I just prefer Levine at that point. Keegan Murray, a 5.1K, bad matchup for him as well, but a playable value. Should play over 30 minutes. I don't mind it. I think that's decent. I think he'll be somewhat popular tomorrow. Keon Ellis should see high teens to low 20s minutes. 326, 26. Keon. Great matchup here up against Utah last game. Who did he get extended for? I'm missing something. But I think this game was definitely an outlier. I think 33 minutes is definitely an outlier. I think I'll sit in that like low 20s minutes range, which makes him firmly in play for value. I don't think I'm missing anyone. I looked at all the rotations prior to making the video. All right, moving on to Houston. Okay spot here going up against Sacramento. They're fully healthy, so I would suspect Fred's going to remain on a limit. Hard to go there. Jabari Smith's going to remain on the bench. With everyone healthy now, minutes up in the air. Dylan Brooks at 4.8K is fine. Jalen Green, I kind of like quite a bit at 7.5. Amen is decent. I think Sengun's really solid. Sengun's definitely my favorite play, followed by Jalen Green. But not a ton I love here for Houston. Let's move on to the Bucks. And a team, this game, we can definitely get some plays from. I think Giannis is the best spend up on the board. I would expect him to play like close to 34 minutes tomorrow. 10.8K is just a criminal price point. So I love Giannis. I think he's clearly the best spend up on the board. I absolutely love him. Damian Lillard should be off his minutes restriction. Price point has come down to 8.8K. I don't mind that. Kyle Kuzma, playable at 6.2K. The good thing with Kuzma, he's not going to be like doing a ton out there on this team playing alongside Damian Giannis. Good thing with him is they just leave him on the court a ton. So pretty safe floor with the ceiling there. So I am definitely into the top three guys here for the Bucks, and I'm into Brook Lopez. Fine spot for him with no Bobby Portis. He's just playing a ton of minutes. So yeah, I'm definitely into the four top guys here for the Bucks. Prince, perfectly fine value. Should play around 30 minutes. He gets a bump with no Bobby Portis. So yeah, definitely like the Bucks more. I think that's it. If you want to go like AJ Green, I think it's okay. if no value opens up later, I think it's perfectly fine. Moving on to Dallas, we could potentially have even more plays here. So if Peter Washington's out, and I love Kyrie tomorrow. I think he's one of my favorite tournament plays in the slate. I absolutely love him. If we get Peter Washington out and Moses Brown starts again, I was shocked that he played 31 minutes last game, but if we get 30 minutes of Moses Brown, he's going to be a great value. Now, what I will say, tough matchup going up against the Bucks, could get in foul trouble. I don't think his minutes are as secure as they were last game, so if he's really chalky, you could make the argument to fade, just throwing that out there. But if PJ's out, we get Moses Brown starting again. Definitely would really like Najee Marshall once again, would really like Max Christie once again. Once again, Klay Thompson would be really, really good. What else? Spencer Dinwiddie would be a playable value. Prosper will get a bump. And then if PJ is in, I'm basically off like Moses Brown. I think like Najee and Max are solid. Same with Klay. But if they're chalky, I think fading them's fine. Still absolutely love Kyrie Irving. Dinwiddie, and then can't even consider Prosper as like a dart. All right, last game of the night. Warriors at Philly. Jimmy Butler questionable. Kuminga I would still expect out. If Butler's out, bump to like Buddy Hield, Moses Moody, and GP2. I think Moses Moody would stand out to me as probably a really good value. Buddy Hield would be playable at 3.8K. Minutes would have to bump up a little bit. So would like those two guys for value. Draymond Green at 5.8K, just super safe. Just going to play around 30 minutes. Statue stuffer, good rebounder. Not going to score a ton, but the peripherals will be there. I don't mind that. I like Podziemski quite a bit, especially if Jimmy Butler's out. I'm going to love Podziemski. I think he's a really solid play regardless, but would absolutely love him if Butler's out. Then, of course, Steph, sub 9K, always great. And I think that's it. If Butler's in, I still like Moses Moody for value. Buddy Hield, a lot of range of outcomes, would still be playable. Would just like him a lot more with Butler out. And then I don't think I'd get to much else there. GP2, yeah. All right, Philadelphia, bad matchup here, but gotta love Tyrese Maxey at 9.1K. Just the rates without Joel Embiid are just massive. So really like Maxey. If Paul George is chalk tomorrow, I'm going to fade. If he's somewhat lower owned, I think he's a great play. But chalky Paul George, I think I'll pass on. Love Kelly Oubre at 6K. Just going to play over 40 minutes. I absolutely love him at $6,000. I think Quentin Grimes is pretty strong. We do have Yabusele back, so we'll see what they do with the starting lineup. If Yabu starts, you can go there. He had a really bad game 2 games ago, I want to say. Yeah, got benched. I believe he got hurt and then benched. If Drummond starts, you can go there. Not as confident in the bigs. We'll see. And then they can start double big, right? Maxey, Paul George, Kelly Oubre, Quentin Grimes. No. So keep an eye on who starts there with Drummond or Yabu. I would just expect it to be Yabu, especially going up against the Warriors. And I think that's it. Really like the top 4 guys here for the Sixers. So I think like the games of the night, I think I want these late games like Dallas, Milwaukee, Philly, Golden State. I'm definitely going to be heavier on these games. And then I really like those Memphis guys for you guys. So that's going to do it for the slate. Hopefully you guys had a great night. I will talk to y'all in the next video.